Nani? The White House has been lying to us? Hey my dudes, how's it hanging? It's your boy, ZNF1 here. So, the White House made a little lie a little while back. Not the first one, by the way. But we're going to talk specifically about this one and kind of tie it in some other ones that have been selling a little bit more recently. But before we go ahead and get into this, though, let's cue intro. A little tweet from the White House came out saying, when President Biden took office, there were millions unemployed and no vaccines available. Mind you, this was to kind of paint the whole image that Joe Biden was our savior and he's done so much good. It's just a little ruse to get some fucking good publicity, and surprise, it's actually false. That was tweeted over back in May, but let's look at the reasons why that was false. Now, that statement that they tweeted is false because he received one on December 21st, 2020, before coming into office, in addition to getting a second dose on the 20th of January, 2021, right before he was sworn into office. That was when there was over 1 million people getting a vaccine every day. We won't talk about the fact of how they denied other countries that clearly had capable means of producing vaccines, simply because they just wanted to give it to first-class society and not to the ones that arguably need it more. Oh, what could that be for? I don't know, maybe it's money. But back to the topic at hand, shocker there. They lied about something yet again to boost a president's image. Fucking ridiculous. I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, but a lot of the credit they're trying to take right there is decently because of Trump and what he was already doing before he left office. He was already pushing to get vaccines produced and out to people, in addition to, you know, trying to recreate jobs and everything else too. Now, a lot of the jobs that Joe Biden helped to create were simply because all the stuff with the pandemic and the shutdowns and everything, people had a loss of employment, or a pause rather, on employment. So basically people just recovered their jobs. New jobs weren't created. They were just returned to people. Again, honestly, not a Trump supporter at all. I don't like the man. The only thing I thought he was good for is helping to boost the economy. But if he was to tweet this out, he would have been branded and flagged as a liar, and arguably it would have been just all over the fucking internet, all blown up. Whereas with Joe Biden stuff, it's just, under the radar. CNN actually called this out with an article, which then made the White House retract their tweet and make this statement. Vaccines became available shortly before the president came into office. Since then, he's responsible for fully vaccinating over 200 million people. Now, mind you, it shouldn't be until after something like that happening that they sit there and retract their statement. They shouldn't even really be saying shit like that to begin with, given how critical they were on vaccines prior, before he even came into office, and even after he came into office. You would think that they'd be more intelligent about that and not sit there and claim shit like that. That kind of shows that they have a motive of sense to kind of boast the image of their president. In addition to the fact of the matter, they also said that he solely is responsible, making it seem like he is. But in fact, he's actually not. Do you guys kind of see how, like, they're trying to, you know, boost the image of Sleepy Joe here?
That also in September of 2020, the Department of Defense, in conjunction with the Department of Health and Human Services, they released their vaccine distribution plan to the public, leading to a ramp-up period such that by the time Joe Biden assumed office, 1.6 million people were getting the vaccine every single day, and that number was increasing exponentially.
Now, they had all this info out prior to the May 2022 tweet. This kind of highlights and puts the spotlight on the bias of this presidential administration and all the bullshit lies that they put out there. in addition to other government agencies as well too. Plenty of other systems across the world have been caught doing this stuff too, in addition to the really ironic connections that they've had with all of this stuff. Now again, I'm not really a fan of Trump. He tends to say things like a dumbass.
Use some Tic Tacs just in case they start kissing her. Grab him by the I could do anything.
Soon. Thursday night. You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
Which tend to often upset people. And it's because sometimes they're pretty insensitive comments. And you just don't need that in an office. It's not really helpful. However, he did do quite a bit in his presidency with the topic of vaccines, getting them distributed, and also boosting our economy. However, instead of getting the credit where it was deserved, he gets heavily criticized and has been said to have not done enough for that. Meanwhile, with all the work that he put in prior to the Biden administration coming into office, as they were sworn in, and even after, they sat there and gloated and took credit for a lot of things that he himself did. Now, it doesn't really take a lot of intelligence or brainpower to understand that it takes a couple of months at least for things to get approved and go through on an official level. You can't just magically come into office and be getting shit done like this. It doesn't fucking happen like that. It takes a couple of months at least. You can't take office and then magically get all this shit done when the previous administration ramped up production and a whole bunch of other stuff so much that by the time you were getting sworn into office, over 1 million fucking people were getting vaccinated every day. It's not logical. It doesn't make sense. He didn't do that. Huh? Where am I? What am I supposed to say? Oh, that's right. We did that. Doing stuff like they did really is not logical, and it also kind of shows you how, like, there's some sort of agenda, whether it's ill-intended or biasly intended. It's one or the other, really. Not to mention the fact that it also shows you very well how mainstream politics works today in a nutshell. If they're not lying to us to gain approval, they're bashing or slandering the opposition, whether they're Republican or Democratic. That's not all they've lied about on vaccines, and some of you guys watching this know that just as well as I do. We have videos on how this US admin, government, public health officials, plus Big Pharma have lied on other occasions. We'll leave a link for all of those here at the end and in the description below. Then in June of this year, they sat there and lied about a Florida policy to try to coerce more people into getting proven experimental jabs for their kids. On Friday, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters that Florida had reversed course and is allowing healthcare providers to order the mRNA vaccines for children under 6 months to 5 years of age. Even though Governor DeSantis reversed course and is now ordering vaccines, we will pull every lever to get pediatricians across Florida vaccines as quickly as possible, she told McClatchy. This is an encouraging first step, and we urge the state to order vaccines for its state and local health departments so that all Florida parents have the opportunity to get their children vaccinated. That was always that. We still have not ordered it. We are not going to order it, he said. Now, what they're saying is because practitioners and hospitals can order it, somehow we've reversed. I said from the beginning that we'd be able to do that. We don't have the authority to prevent it, and quite frankly, if somebody wants to make a different decision, I would just caution people to look at the actual data in the clinical trial. We actually did a video on that, just the last one we did. We talked about that. It's fucking crazy as shit, man. So the White House lied about Florida and their governor ordering more experimental jabs, which were proven to have little to no actually good efficacy? Wow, shocker there. Wait, what? Pfizer's shots are approved for these younglings by the CDC only on the basis of one small study where 140 people or kids gained just temporary boosts in their COVID antibodies? No, they'd never do something like that. There are saviors. This isn't the first time, and it certainly won't be the last time that they try to pull something like this, unfortunately. And we have plenty of examples in previous videos we've done before, too. They tried everything and anything to get people to get these vaccines, even though they've been proven to be experimental. And also, mind you, there are still only 2 that are fully FDA approved, and that is the adult vaccinations, too. And may I also add again, like I have in previous videos, the FDA is over 46% funded by user fees. So yeah, hard to imagine where corruption might stem from there, right? Not to mention the fact that it was all made closed license instead of open license, which would have made ideas bounce back and forth way quicker, and less people would have died if that was the case, instead of just closing it off so only these privatized companies could have all the rights to them and not give them to companies that could actually use them to distribute them quicker and get them out to people that actually needed them. In addition to the fact of the matter that, you know, the average everyday person has suffered financially significantly, meanwhile all these big business conglomerates like big pharma, big tech, etc. have, you know, soared in fucking profits. Meanwhile, we've all been fucking struggling down here. And all the small business owners, etc., the people that actually make up society. And they're not even against using something like Elmo and Sesame Street to try to get these kids and parents to get more booster shots so they can get a little bit more money. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for us today though, my dudes. If you guys did enjoy, as usual, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me whenever you guys do this. Also helps show me what you're enjoying that I'm putting out there for you, in addition to helping others understand it's okay to question these systems that we live in, and they are not crazy or conspiracy theorists just because they do that and have different opinions on these things. So if you guys did make it to the end of this video, go and leave the word liars in the comments section down below. Let me know that you made it to the end and that you guys are part of the 100% club. Now, if you guys want a more interactive experience, join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on streams from 8:30 to 10:30 p.m. Central Time on Twitch or on this YouTube channel. I'll leave links for my other socials where I stream too. I also do on Facebook, but I'll leave that in the comment section below. Until next time though, my dudes, please don't forget to live long and prosper, take care and peace, and keep it 1,000,000% real. And remember, fuck the system. I'll see you guys on the flip side.